213 runs for the Delhi Capitals. None of us got our prediction right. I don't think we saw Delhi scoring these many runs, but I'm happy. Can't say about you guys.
Why are you singing a song?
I'm happy. I'm pleasantly surprised today.
He's singing.
Happy song. Yeah.
I'm pleasantly surprised.
If you didn't pick these many runs for them to get,
But I picked about
chance any-
184, I think I said.
184 you said, I said 182.
Yeah.
That was also, I was
Being optimistic.
being very optimistic and still, okay, they did very well.
So I think what we know about this pitch is that I think early on, I saw that's okay. Huh? Okay. Why is he pointing at me then?
It's on.
Put it on and off again. Anyway,
Restart.
the point is that I think early on there was some resistance because I remember Warner and Shaw. I think they didn't get the boundary for about 2.3 first 2.3
For first 2 overs, there wasn't a boundary.
They didn't get a boundary. Thereafter, once they did and once they settled in, I think they realized that the pitch was getting easier to bat on. So I think Warner himself was a bit unlucky to miss out on a half century. Shaw and Rossouw, on the other hand, definitely took full advantage of what were very good batting conditions.
Before the show, before the match, we were talking about how it's going to be a make or break match for Prithvi Shaw, and he made it. But is it enough?
he's talking right now. Firstly, why did Shikhar Dhawan have to bowl? Harpreet Brar at the end.
Yeah.
I know Arshdeep's not having a great tournament, but 9 times out of 10, when the situation is what it is, and it's death bowling, and I need someone to bowl in the death, if I have an Arshdeep, I'll go with him. He's been expensive, all right, but if that's the job that he's in the team for, if you're not going to use him, then might as well not have him. If he's not going to be bowling in the death. Okay, agreed, Ellis had done with his overs. Karan had finished with his overs. So you were left with either Rabada or Arshdeep. I would have still gone with an Arshdeep because I think he's, more often than not, does the job of bowling in the death. He's an experienced guy, different conditions on offer today. I would have gone with him. Maybe that 1 over fooled Shikhar, because that 1 over that he bowled, the 18th, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Harpreet bowled, would seem to be an okay over. And then he got too carried away with that and said, okay, let me just bring in the 20th. That proved to be too expensive because, about 10-12 runs more in that over. I think, how many did he go for in the last over?
23.
23. That's what I said. So if you had gone for about a regular 10 run per over for that last over, maybe, then maybe it would have still, got them to just about 200 and Punjab would have still felt like, okay, we can be in the game. These extra 10, 12, 13 runs sometimes just puts the game beyond you. We don't know what might happen later, but very, very surprised for Shikhar to have done what he did. That over, he gave away 10 runs, was it? That Harpreet Brar before over 8-10. Yeah, maybe got carried away. Also not that outstanding an over, which he bowled, the 18th over. 10 runs he gave away there. That should have been enough indication, but this went. Or maybe then it was the Ellis over where he saw a lot of 6s and 4s being hit, the penultimate. Thought, let me go back to the spinner. I don't know. More often than not, and this is not hindsight that I'm saying, more often than I would have given it to, especially if I had someone like Arshdeep. So just couldn't make head or tail of that.
Also, a couple of times now we've seen Shikhar Dhawan, the captain, not getting it right, especially since the time he's come back from his injury. Not just today with that. Remember a couple of times in the past as well, wherein his field settings and again with what decisions he made as a captain in terms of who to go to with the ball, it's perplexed everyone. And today again, you don't expect that from a seasoned man like him.
Yeah. So our predictions are way off, but people that weren't way off, Prithvi Shaw and David Warner.
And Riley Rossouw.
And Riley Rossouw. One question, why is it that everyone comes to the party when the season is getting over only? Because
there's no pressure. Simple as. There's no pressure.
Is that, or you are worried about next season?
That too. You're playing for your spot, as I said.
Yeah.
Because I think this team, there's going to be a fair bit of chopping and changing. It's not just down to the coaching staff or whatever. I genuinely think that the squad they put together doesn't have the quality to compete. That's why they are competing for the wooden spoon. So
But
I think
look at that squad now. If this squad would have batted this way, with David Warner, I mean, when they made the squad, if I used to see the team, forget how the season's panned out.
Yeah.
I saw Prithvi Shaw, I was like, this guy will give me some 15 ball 32. Then there's David Warner. I know he'll give me 60 runs at 150 strike rate. Then Riley Rossouw torments the Indians wherever, does
Every
very
time.
well. Wow, he'll give me another 50, and so on and so forth. I would have looked at the squad and I'd be like, not bad. So, and then Kuldeep Yadav, can win you matches. Anrik Nokia, arguably the best, bowler in white ball. So, if I'd seen the squad, it would have given me confidence. It's just that the squad grossly underperformed throughout this season. And how is it that just when it's about to end, they suddenly come out and perform to the expectations, so the bare minimum that you expected out of these guys? I mean, I can't help but think it has a lot to do with, season's going to end. I don't know whether I'll have a team or a contract next season. And I'm not saying that it's a switch on or switch off that you can do, and your performance can happen based on that. I know. But what it's trying to tell you is that if you really put your mind to it, if you really want to get something done, then you can. Just that maybe through the season you slack off a bit, that 1% if it's missing, you don't get it. And see, this is why sometimes when you look at teams, you say, why is the one team doing well, the other not? Maybe because that's where management or whatever comes into play, where the team management doesn't allow you that 1 to 2% slip or being casual approach, because the competition is so close that 1-2% dip and you will have the performances that Delhi was happening. Suddenly, crucial situation where now it's more crucial, not made by the management or the surrounding, but made crucial by yourself, because it's realization coming in, oh boss, if not with this team, even if someone else has to buy me, my price and everything will be dependent on how I finish off. So now I better get going. Something, at least you see it quite often with a lot of teams.
I mean, when I had initially seen the DC lineup after the auction and all, and I'm nowhere near close a DC fan, so I had them pegged for, I honestly thought that they were making it to at least the qualifiers, because it was such a strong team on paper. Riley Rossouw, Anrik Nokia, Kagiso Rabada, you name it. The stars who had been doing so well in international cricket were there. With the batters, they had the bowlers, but then they've been just so disappointing.
One thing I will say though is that their Indian talent, particularly in the batting lineup, that's been one of their biggest problems. Even today, if you look at all the ones who have performed beyond Prithvi, who stepped up? Phil Salt, Riley Rossouw, and Dave Warner, your foreign players.
But they've packed their batting order with the foreigners only. No, they were expecting, that was the philosophy. You had a Marsh, you had Warner. So out of the 4-3 would be there in the batting order.
You had a Sarfaraz, you had an Akshar.
No,
Aman Khan is someone who Ponting has talked of highly.
There was Warner to begin with, then there was Salt, then there was Marsh, and then there was Rovman Pal as well. You would either have... So again, Rovman Pal has been somebody who's been in the scheme of things for 4 seasons now. And he has delivered the goods, though he's been hot and cold. But for that same reason, he's also, let's not forget, been one of the core members of this Delhi team also. He didn't perform, that's where you got in Riley Rossouw into the squad. So, and that's been the philosophy. 3 of the 4 foreigners will be in the batting order, and the one that would be your and that also was reserved in many ways for Anrik Nokia. So that was the philosophy. So if foreigners were doing well, it was just compounded by the fact that the Indian talent also wasn't performing. It was a complete collapse of the batting order.
And to be fair, if you have, let's say, if what Shane is pointing out, that the entire batting order wasn't great and just they expected the foreigners to do. What we have seen, for example, RCB right now in contention and have done much better than the Delhi team, where in a T20 setup set up, if you got 3 good guys in form in batting,
you can win.
That should be good enough on most days. So I'm saying I agree that the batting then looks thin. But if the guys that you really pinned your hopes on, for example, a David Warner or a Prithvi Shaw or a Riley Rossouw, right, or a Mitch Marsh, just put these 4 guys in, and Akshar doing some rear guard action, 5 people, Yash Dhul also, maybe on certain occasion playing the anchor or whatever. But I'm just saying, if these 4 or 5 guys played according to potential throughout this IPL season, they would have been one of the teams
To
in
be-
the same scenario where you would have been saying, oh, can they be finishing on 16? What their net run rate
Yeah.
would have been?
Correct.
Just the fact that they're batting just in. That's what surprises me. That it didn't come good at all throughout the season.
Yeah.
It's just when it's time to wrap up and pressure is mounting, not so much on the team, but on individuals. Suddenly, best performances.
And also, sorry, you go first. No, go on.
It's not as if these players are out of form. None of these players are out of form, and still, before, if you look at IPL, their international performances before the IPL, and I still wouldn't say any of these players are out of form. It's just they just haven't been clicking as a squad, which is what is so surprising. And
It was though a
about-
concern for somebody like a Warner. It was added pressure, I would say. He was just dropped from the Australian side coming to the IPL. He knew there was Ashes, so he needed runs over here. Then there was captaincy pressure on him.
But that
So-
was all red ball cricket.
But again, the man was under pressure because he's getting to lead. He didn't know, by the way, that he'd be the leader because Pant accident till that point, you didn't know who'd be the leader of the side. So then there's added responsibility. The Ashes squad was still to be announced. He got dropped in the Test series. So there was a lot going on for him, and he certainly doesn't have the years in him to have, let's say, a 3-year contract in the next mega auction. So it was again, a big pressure situation for him. So, and that reflected.
I think the other problem was that DC never really settled on a lineup. I think they
But that's
tried
fine.
The most
I was
players.
fine with that because they only started to make changes after the 5th match.
Yeah. See, if they had started panicking from the word go, I would have understood. But
Yeah.
they didn't. So they gave Prithvi enough games.
Oh, they gave him a lot of games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Six,
If you're
if
not
I'm not
scoring,
wrong.
then they have to make changes.
Yes.
So
I
don't think
agree,
they
I
panic
agree.
That way.
The same
I
with
know, I'm not saying it's
Sarfaraz, the same with Powell as well. They were all,
They were all
those
given
you
chances.
played with in the previous season. So I don't actually blame them for making those changes and coming back to the same squad that you'd started the tournament
I get your
with.
point. I wasn't saying it's panic. I'm just saying that when you had a settled lineup in mind, and that's not down to team management, that's down to the players, that they were given a long rope, didn't perform, then forced the team management to make chop after chop and change
That had to
constantly.
happen.
No,
it had to happen.
but-
of course.
But it's like, the cart and the horse. So you have to put the horse ahead of it,
So
which
that they
is
pull the
basically
cart.
they did not perform.
Yeah.
I don't think DC was the team that was just for the heck of it.
No,
chopping
they
and
didn't.
changing.
No,
The
Yeah.
players didn't perform, so they were given enough run. So that wasn't the problem. Unless, of course, I mean, just for the benefit of the doubt, we're saying that personal pressure and they've come good at the time. Unless there's another way of looking at it, and to be fair to the players, this is a different ground, different conditions, and we spoke about it that this pitch will suit someone like a Prithvi Shaw. Probably he was brought on to play this game because it was a pitch where the ball was really going to fly, come onto the bat, and we know that he's going to throw his bat at all of those things. He's a stroke maker. It would have suited him. David Warner, comes from similar conditions, would have suited him. We know how well he does in these kind of pitches rather than the sluggish pitches. That's why he's kind of struggled in India quite often.
Yeah.
It's mostly in these kind of conditions where you got in Dharamshala, which you don't get anywhere. He's done well. Riley Rossouw, similar in the sense he comes from a country where he'd be more accustomed to playing on such track. So the only benefit of the doubt I'll give them is rather than pressure on personal performances for next season, it could well also be the case that the game or the pitch that suited him the best for batting came towards the end of the season. Had they played this earlier on these conditions, maybe they'd have got 200 plus earlier.
And remember, the Delhi's home ground is one of these more sluggish pitches in the IPL. So they have a team full of stroke makers, and you're guaranteed to play 7 matches on pitches that aren't really good for stroke making.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
It is.
Any of you changing predictions? Do you think it's a score worthy of changing prediction?
I'm changing. I picked Punjab. I'm not sure Punjab chasing it down.
Okay.
I picked DC, so
I'm not changing.
I'm sticking to mine.
She's taking to Punjab.
Yeah.
All our friends are in Punjab, so that's
Self-explanatory. I
Yeah.
expect good.
He will also not
great
change.
things out
He
of
I have
it.
no
really
idea.
Yeah.
I sort of know what's happening on Saturday, so I might as well take the win today.
How do you know? You 100% sure Chennai will be.
It's when you're associated with it, you know the team vibe, you know what's coming. So I have a strong feeling about Saturday already, so I might as well take
No,
this win.
why I
today.
think they'll win. If it had been like 190-ish also, I would have still stuck with Punjab. I just sometimes feel 214, no matter how good the conditions are, is not easy. Pressure is going to be there. They have a young batting lineup. I know. I like how Prabh Simran has played. Athadwe, Taide, all of these young players, they have potential. But I'm saying overall, in such chases, either you need like a massive inning, like takes you completely by surprise, like the one that Prabh Simran played, that sort of an inning, or really mature hands that come into play. I see that lacking. I mean, in Punjab's batting, so that's why I'm changing.
I think because if it's 180, 190, you still say
How
fine.
they start, yes.
Yeah.
But 214 is not just 200, it's beyond. You pushed it 10, 15 runs beyond, it becomes tougher.
But I do expect Punjab to get about 190, 95 here. It does look like that kind of a pitch. So, yeah, there are runs, another 200 odd runs, let's say, for us to see.
Punjab has chased down twice, right? 200 plus total.
They did against Mumbai and can't recall the other time.
Rajasthan was it?
No, Rajasthan, they got 200, they didn't chase. No,
But they've bottled up chases
about.
also,
Yeah.
like the one we saw live on the ground.
RCB, yeah.
Yeah.
Where the home fans were.
Totally.
They can do anything. Let's take some questions we had. So, Mehraj Rule says, so Delhi is 179 above, now get ready for Livingston. By the way, Mehraj, I mean, you saying 179 above is like us saying we got our prediction right. Let's be honest. I mean, 179 and they get 213, you are nowhere close to your prediction. Huh? We have given credit when credit was to be given, but not this one.
Well,
it's like that way, though all of us are right in our prediction, but we started off by saying we were way off.
That way, who did get his corrections right was Dex. He said Rossouw will get close to 90.
Dex is
That's a better
bang on.
prediction.
Yeah,
That's better. It's like then to most games I'll say the team scoring 150 above. 9 out of 10 I'll be right every game prediction. You can't. Prediction has to be exactly. So yeah, Dex that way is right. But we'll take his prediction on leaving Livingston, saying that he'll come good today. So let's see.
I like GGK's comment. He said that today's first innings vintage Punjab. He's remembering the times when they used to send Mujibur Rahman to bat at number 7, Krishnappa Gautam bowling the last over, and now Harpreet Brar also bowling the last over. It's like Shikhar Dhawan's carrying the PBK's captaincy legacy. That's very mean, but I mean, yeah, Punjab do have a history of making these kind of weird decisions.
Yeah.
Like I remember they bought Chris Gale when they already had Mayank Agarwal and KL Rahul, and then you're forced to play either Mayank Agarwal at one drop or Chris Gale at one drop. Neither of whom were happy about it.
Yeah.
Because KL Rahul was never going to play at one
I think
drop.
Gale made a public comment about it.
Yes, he didn't like it at all.
Just Punjab things.
Yeah. In fact, as Aditya Monty points out, why are teams wearing red jerseys underperform? Looking at you.
It's hard.
Don't say that. RCB in the hunt.
Yeah, they are.
They are, by the way, things are very beautifully poised for RCB now. Given yesterday's result and given this score, RCB fans will be extremely happy at the
This
moment.
actually didn't matter. I'm saying RCB are in
No,
a
but
situation.
Punjab, if they had gone to 16,
They're way behind
Net run rate.
that's why you
All
don't know how the
RCB
results go. Points first, net run rate second.
I am saying RCB, I'm sticking my neck out. If RCB win their remaining 2 games, all they need to do is win their 2 games.
Done.
Interestingly, I was on a call on my way down and somebody said that, everyone's doing RCB a favor. Now, let's just hope they win their own
That's the
games.
thing, we're talking about RCB being in the hunt, but the problem with them is you don't know from when they become the hunter to the hunted.
That's what
Correct.
I'm so nervous about.
You're correct. That nobody can help. They have to win those 2 games.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if they were, then barring a massive defeat somewhere,
Yeah.
that's rare to happen in just you have just 1 game left and you're thinking that rare win will come. Had been 5-6, then you can expect one of them could be a 50, 60, 70 run win. That's not going to happen in this thing. So that's why I'm saying RCB don't have to worry about that. They just have to just go out there, win by 1 run, also 2 games. They're pretty well ahead because the rest of the team are in negative, both Punjab and Mumbai. And what you're forgetting is that initially, the number of overs are less, so runs difference would make huge difference. Now you've had so many games, so net run rate you will see. Like yesterday we were saying, there was just some difference between the 2 teams, but you saw they hardly move because now to cover up the gap, the runs.
There's just
have to
2 matches now for you to make
Correct.
up and leapfrog the other.
Yes. So that net run rate from going to negative to +3 has to be massive wins.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So pretty much they're sorted.
Done and dusted.
All they need to do is put their head down, win the 2 games, pretty much sorted. I'm saying a minor miracle somewhere, 100-run win the other teams had, and then maybe the net.
Like that wild win against Rajasthan the other day.
Yeah.
Only such wins can really upset the cart, let's say.
Yeah. Let's take the final question.
Mr. Shekhar is saying his sports today is going to rule over the fact that Shaw finally clicked and overlook his weakness against in-swing and short ball at the body with genuine pace.
No, but we did say, Mr. Shekhar, that this was something right up his alley, and he would, like every batter, you got your weaknesses, you got your strengths as well, and this pitch was a track that was suited for him, which is why in the first place he was brought back into the side, because no way was he doing enough to, let's say, get a recall, because Phil Salt was doing his job well with David Warner. So again, this was more tactical, I would say, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you know that a batter is suited to a certain track, you want to give him confidence, and perhaps that's your best bet as well.
I'm going to be very blunt. Yes, we're going to rule over because it's a fantastic inning. I enjoyed it. I'm going to rule over. It's not the time for me to start crying over a short pitch is his problem. They say,
no, but we said that also, no? We did say that.
But he batted brilliantly today.
Yeah.
Worked around his shortcomings, so it's fine. Really.
I loved it. I enjoyed his inning. And we said it's a crucial game for him,
Yeah.
I mean, I hope he continues to bat like that, because he's not, then he's going to fall down in that pecking order. He has to be, and he's a good.
Is that a wicket? There is an early breakthrough.
No.
Lovely.
2 good friends were against each other. Shekhar Diwan and Ashant Sharma.
And it's Ashant who
Ashant who's got the wicket.
Oh, Shekhar. Bad time to be losing a wicket, especially considering.
But his downfall since his comeback from the injury is something to be talked about.
Change prediction?
No.
Still no?
My
Because now
faith
Atharva
lies
is coming
in
out, no?
Atharva and Jitesh for now.
Alright.
Oh, good one. And not Prabsimran, the Centurion.
Of course. Apart from he's still at the crease, no? That's why.
Yeah. So anyway, Shah Rukh Khan can come in.
Exactly.
But wouldn't you, let's, since we're talking about, the funnier things have happened in the past, shouldn't you actually be rooting for Delhi so that Punjab are actually out of the contest? Because who's to say that, something maverick doesn't happen, either with RCB or with Punjab? Then
Tough
again,
choice. I put her in a.
but that's the thing. Why would you want a team to be breathing down your neck? Rather have them
She supports
down.
Punjab also, yeah.
But first has to be RCB, right?
I don't know.
But I'm just betting on RCB winning the next 2 games. That's all.
That's fine. I'm just saying, if Punjab, if you're rooting for Punjab to get a win here, and let's say if they win their next match too, so 16-16 RCB and Punjab, why would you want a team to be there? Won't you want safety, let's say, going into that Gujarat match? Okay, there's one team that's definitely out, it's for us to just win. Forget margin, you don't want that mathematics to be there in your head.
Yeah, I don't know, but Punjab is, I think, way far behind RCB when it comes to net run rate and all of that. I'm not really looking.
Wow, I love the optimism. Again, I'm just saying, there's like, as an Arsenal fan, if I were, I would have wanted net run rate and goal difference and all of this thing not to be there at all.
Well, that happens automatically when RCB wins the next 2 matches.
That's also
Again, but you being optimistic that they can't do a 100-run victory, let's say like the one that RCB got the other day.
I don't know. I think even if they get that victory, it'll be. Of course, the more worrisome thing is banking on RCB to win 2 matches on the trot.
That is a winner.
That is a worry.
I am afraid.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. And the next 2
So,
matches against
Punjab is your second team.
Not really.
You don't care if they.
But your friends are there.
You don't care if
Connection.
they qualify or not. You don't care if they qualify. Only RCB should qualify. Okay, then put your focus there.
No, but she's got friends in Punjab,
All
so
in
she
one
can have Punjab has a
Yeah,
second
But she's
team.
not supporting there, na. She's not supporting. It's not her second team also. She said it.
No second team.
I find the concept of second teams weird. How can you have 2
I
teams?
find the concept of even one team in IPL.
No. Across sport, we all support teams.
Yeah.
It's like, say, for instance, if you're a Barcelona fan in La Liga, it's not like you'll turn around and say, but I also like, Real Valladolid.
No, but I tell you what, I have a confession to make.
A soft spot for certain
I like Bilbao.
I like that
Just
philosophy.
the
I like that philosophy.
philosophy.
Yeah, that really appeals to me.
Yeah,
No, but
same
then
here.
whatever, you won't be supporting them, na?
I won't be
In the
supporting
same
them.
league,
But if Barca is not playing and Bilbao is playing, and they're always the underdog, and
Yeah.
like the gritty way of them playing, and so like, I want them to do well.
But even then, I don't get it. I know football fans who have, let's say, they support Barcelona in the La Liga. When it comes to Premier League, because Pep Guardiola is now here, they'll be supporting City, or they'll say they'll have Arsenal. So they're like, I have a team in every league.
No, it's not about that, but I kind of get that because I've seen a lot of people who like, say, Mourinho. So a lot of Chelsea fans, why do they have a soft spot for Real? It's because Mourinho went there. Or for Inter, or for Porto. Why do you like players who come from Porto? You have that soft spot. I also...
So I will support City tonight just because Pep Guardiola is a coach. I have no affiliation to City, but because Pep...
You want Pep to do well.
Yeah, because Pep did what he did for the club, right?
And even the guys who are at the top of City, really.
Yeah, and by the way, I just love Kevin De Bruyne. As a player, it's got nothing to do with which club he's playing for. Just as a player, I really like him. I think Belgium doesn't allow him the kind of...
He won't be happy because his club didn't treat him well.
I love Kevin De Bruyne. He was at my club, and then Jose Mourinho to Jose Mourinho. Thanks.
He's an incredible talent.
He binned him for not having a work rate. We had Salah also in that same season.
Yes.
Kill me.
You had Robin as well. Let's not forget.
No, Robin was years back.
But still, one of the talents who wasn't given his due.
He went to go to Real. That's fair. Chalta hai. You go to a club who are at that stature, you can't help it. I don't hold anything against, say for instance, Eden Hazard going to Real. That's fair.
And he flopped.
That too. I mean, he should have stayed here.
The impact player is having an impact.
Yes.
Prab Simran.
Yeah, man.
Sound of the bat.
Okay, go. Mr. Shekhar says, one good innings. Nick sir, you yourself say that don't go crazy. I'm not going crazy. I'm not saying draft him into the Indian team. I'm not saying. I am saying I agree with you that he is inconsistent. The problem with him is, at least what I can identify, is that hunger is not there. When that hunger is not there, you're a bit indisciplined, that work rate is not there, you're not putting in the hard yards. All of that is an issue. I am saying, as a cricket, I love the sport of cricket, I like watching it. As a watcher, I love to watch a player like Prithvi Shaw. So just for very personal, selfish reasons, I want him to do well, because all that allows me is to, it was like Sehwag, right? I wanted him to do well. It's not that I'm supporting the team that he's playing for, whatever. It's not India, I'm saying. But I was like, okay, till the time he's there, I'll have some good time watching cricket, right? Similarly, when Prithvi is playing, I know that some fluid shots are going to come, some nice cuts, some drives, he'll hit it over the extra cover for 4. All of that you enjoy watching. So for that reason, I want him to do well. He has immense talent. But yes, if he's not going to have all those things that you point out, which are the issues with him, then he'll keep having these few innings and never be consistently part of the Indian team. I agree with all of that. I'm saying today he's done well, so why start saying that, this is the problem?
In fact, at the pre-match show, we did speak about his inconsistency and disciplinary issues a lot, Mr. Shekhar. You must definitely watch that as well. Yeah.
On that note,
goodbye.
She's still not changing her prediction.
The only one.
No.
Punjab Kings. We've all gone with Delhi. Come on,
Now it's time.
Yeah, I am a little bit of a superstitious guy, when it comes to all of this. It's worked out well for the team till the time I was stationed over there, but now you've uprooted it. I hope it doesn't change things at the stadium though, there in Dharamshala, and hopefully Delhi do end up being on the winning side today. I think we're done with the comments, are we?
Yeah, bye. See you.
Yep. See you guys at the end of the match. Bye-bye.